And here's the thing, like she used to write a lot of manga, and when she wrote Ningen Karimenchu, she lost her ability to draw well. Like it became like these simple drawings right here, and like so even that part translates into her journey of her life, and it's just a really powerful, moving series. Hello everybody, Dakazu here. I am doing essentially what is my shelf tour. This is obviously not my shelf. This is my kitchen counter. And the reason that we're out here is my shelf is kind of a mess. Also, I don't have that many books. It's kind of pointless to like sit in front of a shelf. So I'm not showing my face. But yeah, let's talk about the physical books that I own, which are not a lot. If you listen to the podcast, you know I did a purge of most of my physical media. Though I have been buying some stuff while we've been doing Manga Machinations, so let me show you what I got. I guess we should start with this BEASTARS English edition from Viz. BEASTARS is important manga. It's a manga that we champion here on Manga Machinations, so yeah, gotta support legal releases. And currently I have like a stack right here. Ugh, if I can deal with one hand. But yeah, I have up to volume 8 physically. I will end up getting all of them eventually. Currently there's up to 10 right now, but I haven't gotten the other 2 yet. So you got BEASTARS right here. Get that out of here. Okay, next I actually have something that's very exciting. This is a free sample book of Wombs by Yumiko Shirai. An amazing science fiction series. And what's great about this is this was actually sent to me by Seamus, who got this at Worldcon, where Yumiko Shirai was a guest. It's a little hard to do. Hold on. We might have to cut this Darfox. Darfox might have to edit this for me. But the cool thing is, right here, but bam, look. Illustration directly done by Yumiko Shirai for me. That's amazing. I was covering the top because I had my actual name. Here is Nicola Traveling Around the Demon's World. This was a very awesome book. This was suggested by Morgana, and the cool thing about this book, I don't know if it comes through on this video, this is a sepia tone. So it's actually, it's not black and white, the inking, it's like a kind of a brownish sepia, and it gives the book a really kind of light, sweet look here. I don't know the rules about sharing books, so I don't know if I just showed something I wasn't supposed to. Okay, Wize Beasts of the Wizarding Wisdoms, another book. This is by Nagabe. It's a collection of anthropomorphized animals in BL, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The story revolving these bats, that feels a little messed up because they're kind of young. But besides that story, it's a good collection and really, really beautiful book. That story is also really fucked up. The peacock and the crow. Yeah. But yeah, Morgana suggested that. It's a good one. I got the English editions of My Experience with Loneliness, My Soul Exchange Diary, 1 and 2. These books are obviously important to us because we've done episodes with Jocelyn Allen, the translator. There she is. So I have physical copies of that as well. Here is another book connected to Morgana. The Bride Was a Boy. When we did our 200th episode of Manga Machinations, Morgana was a guest. And so, bam! This is the main book that we talked about. We also talked about a lot of other stuff. This is a really cute book about a trans woman. They had to basically change their genitalia so they could get married, because Japan has this really fucked up rule where unless you have the correct genitalia, you can't be married. It's messed up. Anyway, this is a super sweet book. It's super positive, which is kind of like the shocking thing for like a autobiographical series about a trans woman. So it's really good. I recommend it. Okay, move on. I got my Glaeolia from Glacier Books, along with bam, Glaeolia 2. So these are the special editions, and the reason is on the side you have this nice kind of inking. On this one you get the red inking. Okay, these books, first of all, they ain't cheap, but they feel amazing. I wish I could explain what this cover feels like. It feels like felt. That's like the texture of this cover. It's awesome. They look amazing. They feel amazing. And the risograph printing on these books is so good. Like, there is something about the way the risograph printing makes this black ink not come through like directly. It looks like a painting. It's so cool. I highly recommend these books. Get them from Glacier Bay Books. Volume 2, actually, because the special edition came with a extra printout of the cover. It's very nice. Okay, you've been sitting up there. Those are my Japanese books a little bit. Star Fox might have to cut that, because it's a little lot. But let's talk about my Japanese books. Alright. Let's slide them over. I have up to volume 15 of BEASTARS. So up to volume 15 of the Japanese versions of BEASTARS. I'm not going to show certain things because it's spoilers. So, yeah, it's good. BEASTARS is great. That's the one thing when I went to Japan in 2018 that I knew I was going to buy physical copies of, was BEASTARS. I also have Beast Complex. This is Paru Itagaki's debut work, kind of like in the world of BEASTARS. We have individual chapter stories about these different combinations of animals. It's very good. And this is going to come out from Viz in March 2021, so I recommend people pick this up. This might actually be a better version of like BEASTARS, because the beginning of BEASTARS is kind of slow and like it takes a while to pick up, but this is kind of initially very good. Paru Itagaki kind of does a better job with stories that are like maybe shorter form. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, this is Ningen Karimenchu Tsuzuki by Taeko Uzuki. Taeko Uzuki's Ningen Karimenchu was and still is my favorite nonfiction manga. It is really amazing. Everything that like she went through in life, basically. She grew up, she had schizophrenia. She graduated out of high school and didn't have any education, and she got married, had a child. She needed to make money, so the easiest way to make money was to work in like as a sex worker. And then she became kind of like a cult hit as a porn actress who does extreme fetishes like scatology, all sorts of other stuff. And yeah, Ningen Karimenchu covers kind of her she dated a couple different people. Her husband like ended up jumping off a building, and when it comes to she had a crazy life. She had a crazy life. She actually attempted to commit suicide by jumping off a high rise, and she busted her face in half, but she lived. And the first volume covered all of that. And here's the thing, like she used to write a lot of manga, and when she wrote Ningen Karimenchu, she lost her ability to draw well. Like it became like these simple drawings right here, and like so even that part translates into her journey of her life, and it's just a really powerful, moving series. And this is like the continuation. That's what Tsuzuki means. So I love this book. I love the original as well. I need to buy the original, but yeah, it's really good. Okay, here we also have another nonfiction, Pollyanna Poppy's 泣くまでボコられて初めて恋に落ちました or Boku Koi, or I've talked about this manga a lot. It's the one about Pollyanna Poppy is non-binary. They were born female and they have really bad gender dysphoria. And basically, they could only find sexual gratification through violence, like getting beat up. And it's the story of how they met somebody that they thought they could connect with, but it didn't turn out good. It's a really powerful one. It's really good. Pollyanna Poppy, I think, is up there with Nagatakabi in terms of like nonfiction storytelling. They currently have a series over online, Yawaraka Spirits, and it's a very powerful story because that's a Me Too story. So I recommend their work, and I want to pick up this volume just to kind of check everything. This is originally I was over on Kurage Bunch, which is Bunch's online division. Same place where you get Way of the House Husband. So okay. Here we have Afrika Shonen ga Nihon de Sodotta Kekka by Renee Hoshino. He is what part of Africa is he from? He's African, and his mother married his father. His stepfather is Japanese, and he moved to Japan, and it's kind of like a manga story about being African and growing up in Japanese. And he's very active on Twitter. He had this manga series that when I went to Japan, I wanted to make sure to pick this up. It's very good. And my final manga that I have, it's probably my best one, is here, Pollyanna. Sorry if you hear construction in the back. Can't do anything about that. Pollyanna is a fan collection comic put out by who is it by? Hobonichi Techo, because that's run by the guy who made Mother, and it's great. It's just a bunch of great fan collections of manga by different people. We have illustrations by Taiyo Matsumoto, and then Inyo Asano in here as well. I've talked about this on the podcast too. This is awesome. It took forever to get this because I could not order it online because of the COVID pandemic stuff. They were limiting sales, so I had to ask like a relative in Japan to buy this, give it to my dad when he went to Japan, and then my dad had to mail it to me. So it was a process. But that was my book, and that's it. That's all I have. I don't have a lot of physical media. This video is still gonna be pretty long, maybe 10 minutes. Once Darfox edits it out. So good job with the editing, Darfox. I'm gonna give you a 10 thumbs up, and we'll see how this video turns out. All right. Anyway, bye bye, everybody.